What's going on, folks? Ted from Immersion here, and if you missed out or were living under a rock or haven't seen some of the videos that me and so many other creators have made, you'll know that, or you may be now learning, that D&D had a massive announcement on Thursday. They announced a whole bunch of stuff. I did a very lengthy live stream where I reacted to it live, and then we continued to watch a 1 hour video after the fact on 2 times speed, so really a half an hour of the kind of design process going into some of the stuff. And then I did a separate live stream reviewing the new playtest Unearthed Arcana. But I thought, why don't I do a TLDR version of what was announced that day to just get you through everything, and then you can feel free to go watch the videos, watch my videos, watch another creator's videos, but this will kind of give you the quick rundown of all the things that were announced. And I'm not going to try to like speed through this, but I will try to keep this video as short as possible. So let's go ahead and dive in. Also, hey, if you like stuff, consider subscribing to the channel, and maybe I'll do these kind of sum up videos in the future. I know I'm not known for that, but here we go. So one of the things was the video or the Amazon thing that we'd seen that was going to be a new book coming out on December 6th was confirmed to be Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. However, as part of this, there's a brand new thing we've never seen before, where if you buy it through this new website, dndstore.wizards.com, and you pre-order it here, you will get the physical book on December 6th, the street date, release date, but you'll actually get digital access to it on D&D Beyond on November 22nd, a full 2 weeks prior than anybody else just picking it up in the store. So for those of you wondering about a digital physical bundle, this is about as best as you're going to get. For $59, right, routine price for a hardcover is usually $49.95, maybe a little cheaper on Amazon, but if you pre-order it here, you'll get access to the digital copy 2 weeks earlier for basically $10. This is for $59. This will get you access to all of this information here. Again, it is a campaign or an adventure, not a campaign setting. It'll take you from level 1 to 11. Now, there is also a deluxe version of it, which you can see here. And the deluxe version will include, there is a separate board game called Warriors of Krynn, which you can see all the details about it here. It's essentially a mass combat war game, but it has ways to integrate into, what's it called? Into Shadow of the Dragon Queen. And if you do so, it will give you you'll have an option to kind of use the board game to simulate the mass combat in the game, which will be kind of the first time we've had a good way, really, to showcase mass combat in 5th edition, because we had a couple of Unearthed Arcanas, and they never went anywhere. It will also get you access to the limited edition cover of this, which I'll pull up a picture of shortly, which is phenomenal. And you'll also get a Dungeon Master screen found only in the Deluxe Edition for use with your adventure. So the DM screen is not available anywhere outside of this Deluxe Edition, which is currently listed as a price of $154.98. So again, that's the book. That's the early access for 2 weeks. That's the special edition cover. It also will, and then again, the board game and the DM screen. So, all right, let's go here. Let me pull up real quick the picture of that. I forgot to do that ahead of time. I thought it was on that page. This is the alt cover, where you have Lord Soth like this. It's a phenomenal cover, and this may be my favorite limited edition cover we've seen thus far. All right, moving on. Let's go to here. It's the 35th anniversary of the Legend of Drizzt series. There are 39 books in said series, and all of the physical copies, and I think the audio books as well, will now have new 35th anniversary covers. These covers look fantastic. While I do love the classic look of the old covers, just this one for one of the first books in the series, the Crystal Shard, this is an amazing cover. And if we look, we can see a couple more, right? Streams of Silver. Here's the Halfling's Gem. These all look beautiful, and they kind of show kind of the new sort of updated art for the Companions of the Hall. Very awesome. Speaking of Drizzt in the 35th anniversary, there's also going to be a Legend of Drizzt visual dictionary. We've seen these kinds of things before where you see, it's almost like, these were hugely popular with like Star Wars, where you would kind of get like a visual encyclopedia that would tell you just a lot of information about it. So if you're someone who's new to the Drizzt series or a longtime fan and you want to just have quick reference material, you can see right here. Here's a pendant of Mialiki. Here's the Crystal Shard. There's Caddy Bree. It's an Icing Death, and there's Drizzt here. So That's pretty cool, and it's by Michael Whitwer, who is the brother of Sam Whitwer of acting fame. You know, he's the voice of Darth Maul and things like that. And then we also have a new webtoon coming to the Drizzt family. It says it's coming to Webtoon. This weekly webcomic will feature Drizzt and Caddy Bree's daughter Bree as she follows in her famous parents' footsteps. We can see a little bit of the art here. I'm kind of digging the art style. I got to catch up on the more recent books because the last one that I read, she was a baby. So I might have missed out on some stuff. So that was cool. 1D&D was announced, which is essentially the code name for the newest edition or whatever the future genesis of D&D. This is all the stuff we've heard about, that new stuff's coming in 2024. The current code name for that is 1D&D. If you recall, D&D 5e's code name was D&D Next, and I think they were going to try to keep D&D Next as a name, but so many people said, no, it's 5th edition, so they changed it. So while it is called 1D&D currently, it might stay that, or it might change based on fan feedback. And there was this trailer here, and basically what it shows you is this, and I'll cut to a couple videos here in just a sec. But it says 1D&D is a code name for the future of D&D and includes D&D rules. We're updating and expanding the rules of the game, and we're looking for your feedback to help shape them. D&D Beyond, the digital tool set that joined WotC in 2022, will be basically there from the start for it. And a digital play experience announced during Wizards Presents. It's an immersive tabletop space. We had seen this, was a year ago or so. Or remember I had mentioned, I'd done a video that like there was like a secret NDA that some people got in one of the surveys that showcased a virtual tabletop. And we weren't sure what that was. This is basically the genesis of that. And we'll get into the playtest in a little bit here. But essentially they've released Unearthed Arcana. You know what, I'll cover that in just a sec. D&D is coming to Japan. There was a very awesome D&D Japanese commercial that you can watch. There's basically, it's very Japan, and it basically just is that D&D is coming to Japan. This was announced. This is the, I'm kind of hiding it here, but this is the 2023 release schedule. We've been asking for this for years. A roadmap that clearly explains where Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons is going. So we know winter will be Keys from the Golden Vault. That is winter. We're talking early 2023, as in like the January, February timeframe, maybe March. This is an anthology series. This anthology series is going to be, seems to be based around heists and may tie in or have potential tie-ins to the new movie Honor Among Thieves, the D&D movie coming out next year. Spring is Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. This is essentially basically if you were to take Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, but make it about giants, that's what this book is. This covers all the Unearthed Arcana we've seen recently with giant themes. That's for this book. Summer is the Phandelver campaign. This is taking Lost Mines of Phandelver, the original starter set, and expanding it out to be a full-blown campaign. I don't know if this will still include the original level 1 to 5 content from Lost Mines of Phandelver, or this will reshape it. I don't know, but I'm excited to see it. And then in the fall, we have the Book of Many Things. We don't have a lot of information about that at the moment. We know it's tied to the Deck of Many Things, and we saw that in more recent Unearthed Arcana where we saw new spells tied to cards and things of that nature, and new magic items. So I believe this is actually going to be basically a book of magic items and spells, and then Planescape. They said it was going to be something along the lines of everything you need to run Planescape, so I imagine it's going to be a similar setup to what we saw with the Spelljammer box set, where you may get multiple books and a DM screen. So that's sort of the future roadmap of D&D. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to talk quickly. This was just a quick show video of the virtual play thing I was just telling you about, the sort of tabletop.
For a long time, and now that D&D Beyond is part of our family, it's finally something we can do. Your content is available anywhere you want it, and you have those physical books, but you've got nice portable versions that you can access through your phone or through your tablet or through your other...
The D&D Digital, which will become a full play space.
Here it is. This is what I was talking about.
For you to have experiences.
This is pre-alpha footage, by the way.
Right now we're in early development.
You can put in characters, you can customize them. Look at the detail on these
play a game, roll some dice, see the miniatures moving around in a 3D play space. But that's just the core of it.
It also looks like it's going to have integration with physical minis, and it's done in the Unreal Engine.
Number one,
which is pretty awesome. Look at the detail on these models.
Number 2 is take care of the lazy DM, because we're all lazy DMs. Ease of want to make sure that the experience for you is that you're experiencing a miniature set.
The tilt shift camera was really chosen so that people understood that you can actually change the features, do what you want with it, and you're going to use this miniature approach to tell stories just like you do in physical tabletop.
Well, watch this. See this dragon? It's real, but it also appears in the game.
I'm transported there, but I'm not limited by the
digital base there. I think that base
we might give you a pre-made campaign from us that has an exciting castle or keep with a dungeon inside of it, exciting NPCs.
And
but
there's
then
the
you're
dragon
going to be able to take this playset,
digitally,
take it apart, and build your own. We're going to have a really robust tool for you to be able to create your own dungeons.
This is just the start of One D&D, and we are relying on all of you to help us out and figure out that future together.
What you're going to be able to see starting in August is a steady release of these playtest packages where you'll be able to engage with key aspects of the game, provide us with feedback that then we will digest, process, and then act upon.
Really, it's you shaping the next generation of Dungeons & Dragons, and we want to hear exactly what you have to say.
Playtesting starts today. Go to D.
So, that was the digital play that I was telling you about. I just wanted to show that off, was that little video here. This is about Dragonlance. We already covered that. So this is the play test. So if you you have to have a D&D Beyond account. You have to go there and claim it. Here it is right here, One D&D Playtest Rules. This is an hour-long video. This is Unearthed Arcana 1 Character Origins. I did a whole separate live stream covering this. But if you were to scroll down to the bottom, you can click this to download the PDF, and it will take you to Unearthed Arcana Character Origins 2022, which will cover adjustments to races, backgrounds, feats, and some combat mechanics and general things for the game. Now, I won't dive too specifically into this, but if you guys would like me to do a TLDR version of the Unearthed Arcana, let me know in the comments, and I will do that. Like I said, I did an entirely separate video on it, but if you'd like something more distilled down into what it works out to be. But long story short, it's a playtest. They're going to do more playtest material in between now, August 2022, to the end of 2023, more Unearthed Arcana than we've ever seen before. And we're going to have a lot more playtesting to help figure out what the future of this new generation of D&D that comes out in 2024, what it's going to look like. So feedback is important, but also consider that we're only seeing part of the puzzle right now in this first Unearthed Arcana. Things will change as time goes on. But as I said, there was also the announcement that WizKids will be doing some Dragonlance minis, but I don't believe that was part of the actual play space. And then obviously there was a bunch of stuff tied to Magic the Gathering, but we're here to talk about D&D. So that is my quick and dirty TLDR of everything that was announced at Wizards Presents. Hopefully we'll see more Wizards Presents in the future, but in the meantime, you can stay tuned to Nerd Immersion. Again, subscribe to the channel. You can feel free to ring the notification bell or join our Discord. All of the videos get posted there whenever they go live, so that's seemingly, a lot of folks tell me that's a better way to stay up to date on when new videos drop. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.